Yep. So today's video is primarily about what can go wrong with Royal Enfield, or from my experience of owning Royal Enfields for about how many years now? 10 plus years now of having ridden and owned all kinds of Royal Enfields, starting from the what was that engine called? AVL engine. To the UCE multiple variants, and then landing a Continental GT, then the Interceptor, then the Himalayan, and now another Himalayan. From all this experience, one thing I've learned is I've always spoken about this in great detail, that it's not the parts, it's not the component quality that is the problem, the issue. The uh, primary issue is with assembly. Royal Enfield, um, I don't know why, has still a ton to improve in the areas of assembly. Their assembly lines are weak. Careless assembly, that is the problem. That is the only problem as far as I'm concerned. My experience says it's only assembly line that needs to be looked at. Today's topic is going to be me running you through the torque figures that you need to check and double check. Very, very important. If you miss out on these nuts and bolts, then you could be asking for trouble in the middle of a ride, a trip. Motorcycles are way more dynamic than cars, so much more dynamic than cars, and they're used in a dynamic manner too. You take bikes where you dare not take cars, and when you do that with motorcycles, you need to be a little more vigilant, a little more aware of what all is at stake. There was a culture which is just vanished now, a culture of bikers, riders who would ride and who would spend the evening or the next day looking into the bike, fixing things that could go wrong, that is coming loose, and taking care of things. Well, that can be attributed to poor manufacturing from yesteryears, but that hasn't completely changed. A bike that gives you absolutely nothing to worry about will definitely come up with something to worry about on one fine day. And so it's not like the motorcycles are just no fuss, no worry propositions. They are dynamic creatures. They live in a dynamic environment, and they have nutty owners for they have nutty riders for owners. So anything could go wrong. And this culture of waking up to the bike and spending some time with it, checking the parts, all the nuts and bolts and nooks and crannies for possible wear and possible signs of damage and issues, and then fixing it, proactively working on it before you head out into the ride the next day. That culture has completely vanished. And so when you land in trouble, the trouble is hard to deal with. It's big. Yeah, again, proactive maintenance is key. The first thing I did after I got the bike was I went through all the nuts and bolts. I retalked everything to my understanding. I hadn't gotten the service manual then, but when I got the service manual, I was surprised. My understanding of the torque was almost neck to neck with what was the actual torque of these nuts and bolts. Just saying. So I undid everything. I put things back together. I understood what the torque figures were, and I double checked it with the service manual, and all seems well. I was almost there, plus or minus 2 newton meters or 3 newton meters at best. So today's video is going to be me touching upon the nuts and bolts that are important for you to take care. Get yourself a torque wrench like this. This is the Amazon, I don't really remember, what is it, Amazon Basics torque wrench. Pretty cheap. You'll have to calibrate it every 3 or 4 months. If you use it regularly, you'll have to calibrate it. Otherwise also you'll have to calibrate it, but calibrating is easy. There's plenty of videos online for you to use as reference to calibrate a torque wrench, and then comes pretty cheap. This fella is very good value for money. I'll drop in a link for you guys to go get this, And then how to use it, plenty of videos out there. So yeah, then you need dedicated sockets. So we'll touch upon this. This particular bolt is the biggest troublemaker now. People are starting to have these bolts come out and drop in the middle of a trip. Sadly, Royal Enfield assembly line needs to improve. Very sad that these things just pop out and drop off in the middle of a ride. Really sad stories. So yeah, this bolt is a 13 millimeter socket, and the torque that goes on this. So now you guys need to listen carefully. On the right hand side, it is 60 Newton meters on the right hand side. On the other side, on the left hand side of the bike, it's 45 Newton meters. There was a standard operating procedure change from 45 Newton meters to 60 Newton meters. Then they got back to to using 60 on this, 45 on the other side. So it was initially 45 Newton meters on both the sides. The service manual says 45 Newton meters, but the standard operating procedure has changed now from Royal Enfield. New says this is 60 Newton meters and 45 Newton meters on the opposite side. This is a size 14 socket. This would be 45 Newton meters on both the sides. So again, an engine mount bolt, 45 Newton meters here on the right hand side, on the left hand side 45 Newton meters. Subframe mounting bolts, these are 45 Newton meters, 14 millimeter socket on both the sides. Swing arm pivot bolt, I haven't opened this yet, but the number is 100 Newton meters on this, 100 Newton meters on this. There is an engine mount bolt on the other side, that's 45 Newton meters as well on the bottom. Yep, so the next bunch of bolts that you need to take care of is this. This is the handlebar clamp or handlebar perch locking nut, and this fella. That is what I'm talking about. That should be 45 Newton meters again. This nut on top, that's a Torx 6 or 7 millimeters, I don't really know, or it could be 6 millimeters Torx. That I believe is at 90 Newton meters. This is at 90 Newton meters. So that takes care of the handlebar. Fork pinch bolts, they stand at 20 Newton meters. I don't know if this is 20 or 25, but this damn thing is super tight, super duper tight. So it could also be 25 Newton meters. We'll have to take care of that as well. Then what else? So that's the fork pinch bolts, the handlebar mounting business, the handlebar clamps, the engine mounts and the subframe mounts, swing arm, axle, front axle and rear axle at 70 Newton meters. This and the front at 70 Newton meters. It's the same with Ben. 65-70 Newton meters is all that I've used for so long. So that's at 70 Newton meters. Am I missing out on something? Yeah, hopefully the rest of it should be by feel. So that was the whole of it. That was me running you through the torque numbers of all these nuts and bolts. And it's very important that you get it to that measurement ASAP, instead of waiting optimistically for nothing to go wrong. Just be proactive about this. Expect the worst. Take the bike to Royal Enfield and just sit through all that. Just ask them to torque all these bolts, and hopefully ask them if they can allow you to see this process of getting the bolts retorqued, or take it to the nearest garage who have a torque wrench, and ask them if this is calibrated, and just give them the values and they will do it for you in your presence. So or you get yourself one, just learn and study about how to use this and go ahead and do it yourself. But be very careful with if you're a beginner, it's always good to take it to somebody, a mechanic, learn from them and then try things on your own. So that was that. If this helped in any way, The only intention behind this is for you guys to not keep putting the blame on the manufacturer. The manufacturer has issues and they're working on it. This blame game, I don't really understand. What's the point? You got yourself this machine. Have some ownership over it. Don't buy something just to show off. This is an adventure motorcycle. If this isn't about adventure to you, then please don't buy this bike. It's an adventure motorcycle. You got it because you know that there's nothing out there that's going to give you that experience for the money that these guys have asked. And so just have some ownership over it and do it yourself. Be actively involved in the maintenance of this motorcycle as well. So yeah, get all this done, and I'm guaranteeing it, you will have absolutely no issues come your way. Engine oil stands at 10W40, semi-synthetic from the manufacturer, but of course you can swap to a fully synthetic. If Ben can run on fully synthetic, this can easily run on fully synthetic. An over square engine, so fully synthetic oil will definitely help. So that's a 10W40 fully synthetic for this. What else? Yeah, that should be it. I'll keep in touch with you with all the developments, all the mods, all the maintenance bits on the Sherpa. And I just love this machine. I love this machine. This is a powerhouse on the highways. All that this needed was a cramp buster. Who could have thought? Anyways, yeah. So a cramp buster, and this is a monster on the highways, and unbelievably stable motorcycle. Yeah, you can be on this for forever and ever and ever, and this will take on anything and everything. This is a race bike, highly detuned. You can definitely pull out more horses from that engine. I believe I can easily pull out another 10 horsepower from that engine very easily. Nothing, just a little bit of fuel and air business, and you can get 10 horses from that engine. So that's how powerful this machine is. So yeah, just saying, lovely package, and I'm going to be getting into all that later, but lovely package. Hopefully this video helped. Ben signing out for now. We'll come back with another one. Ciao.